So for me, I went last year, and the most impactful thing for me last year was like all the experiences in Nicaragua, but this year, it was really like the people that I went with, so it was really the mission group. I had a lot of really, really cool conversations with a lot of different people in this mission group about, Michelle, about how much they were starting to like fall in love with their faith and like realize things and grow closer to God, and that was really cool for me, just to see like God working in other people. So like clearly, so that was probably the most impactful thing for me.
Part was probably all of it because there's so many things you do there. It's 10 days, you just every day you do something different. Every day is filled with something to do, and every day is different from the other. You have poor kids, and I mean like really poor. Like there's poor kids here too, of course, but like there they live right next to the dump, like and they make their living off of the dump, which is crazy. So being in a third world country and living off the scraps of other poor people, that's how poor they are. So you help poor kids, blind kids, disabled kids, kids with defects. Like there's so many different people you help. But there's you do more than that. I mean, you also do a lot of work that you can grow in, and you get closer to God if you want to. So, I mean, everything is your decision. You can have as good of an experience as you want, or you try to get out of it. But everyone definitely feels something different there. Everyone experiences different things, and it's just life changing. Honestly, like all the cliches are true. It truly does open your eyes in so many ways.
I guess for me, my favorite part was just going to the boys' orphanage for the third time. And every time I've gone, there was this one kid named Eduardo, and I would just play basketball with him every time. And this is the first time that I've seen him. He's working. He's working to be a mechanic, and it's kind of like they're all just trying to while they're at the orphanage. He's 16, so he's younger than us, but he's already working on his job. And it's kind of weird, just the fact that they have to get used to that while we're in class, and like they are taking classes, but the main thing he's doing is working to be a mechanic. And whenever we were leaving, they kept asking us if we were gonna come back like anymore after the trip or during the trip. And it was kind of sad just because they want to be kids just like us, like they want to just play basketball all the time. But really, they have to spend their time kind of learning how to do those real life jobs, and it was kind of like a culture shock, just the difference between what they have to go through and we have to go through.
The Niños Ángeles was my favorite experience because I thought I've heard stories from everyone that came from the past. It was a bunch of disabled children who were there's a kid that was 38, and I thought I would be ready for it just from the emotional impact because of my cousin who also has autism, and I thought I'd be ready for it. But really, it's a very different culture shock as well, like Mark said, just to see how these kids don't have really schooling. These kids don't really have the same opportunity that we have to live in our lives as students here in the United States. And it's very interesting to see how the economy creates that for them, since they don't have a lot of money and there's not a lot of opportunities for the children to have, especially in the Niños Ángeles.
Very early in the week, my grandma was telling me about how even though they're all in wheelchairs and stuff, God loves them just as much as He loves us. And when we went to the market the first day, I was really overwhelmed because everybody was just miserable. Like it was hot, and they were like screaming at each other about plantains and stuff like that. And I was like, I have so much, and I would like trade places with any of them because I'm not happy and they're not happy. So why not just trade places? But yeah, I know. When we went to the orphanage and the Niños Ángeles and stuff, I saw how genuinely happy some of them were, and it was because even though they don't have that much, they are using everything that they have to be better people and be closer to God. So it inspired they inspired me to instead of like regretting how much I've been given, just to use all the gifts that I have to be closer to God and to make the world better for them.
Okay, so other than the prison, there was another option we could go to, which was the nun's house, and we were going to help them build their kitchen, and that was really impactful for me because they were such hardworking people, even though a lot of them were around our own age. They raised their own money by selling food they made to buy and build every single brick in their house. And there was about like 14,000 or something. I don't remember, but yeah, and it shows how much we can accomplish if we try hard enough, because as young as they were able to do all this, and we were able to help them start to build their kitchen.
My favorite part as well was actually going to the House of the Angels. And this year, this is my 3rd time going, so I've been there quite often. And so I've had time to get to know just about every kid there. And it's nice coming back every year and seeing them, because even though they might have some disability, they still grow. And you see every year that they still love, cherish, and they're all just like us. They're all kids growing. Some of them are adults. This year I hung out with a guy named Pepe. He's 28 years old, and he's probably the strongest guy I ever know. He loves to go and he likes to grab your shirt. And most people take that and like, oh, they'll push you away. And people think, well, he just doesn't want to talk to you because he keeps like kicking you away and pushing you away. And for him, that's a sign of, he just wants love. He ended up grabbing a hold of my leg, and he hung on me for about 3 hours. And all we did is just hug each other for 3 hours, basically. And that's really, and for me, it's really impactful because I realize what I want to do. And I'm looking to be a commercial pilot, and one thing that I really want to do is go back to those areas and help them out, and possibly give a year there in another way, maybe as like a pilot some way. So.
Okay, so the most powerful experience that I had was the kids that lived like in the orphanage and like the dump. Like we would always play like soccer with them every single day. Like everywhere we went, like we played soccer. There was always somebody like our first day. There was we went out to like the market, right? And like there was like a church and there was like kids playing soccer. It was like, hey, and I had to just go play soccer with them and all that. It's like and then we did, and then like the second day, we just kept on playing soccer, right? But like, like the most like there's like this saying that they say is like soccer is not just a sport. Like I really felt like an emotional connection like with the kids, like the orphans, the kids at the dump, and I realized that they had so much happiness even though they didn't like really have anything, and I literally have more opportunities than them and have more materialistic things. But, like they didn't really have anything at all. Like they just had like their friends, like they're like us, because like they really liked us, like our presence over there, because they just like, I guess like they were happy like the whole time we were there, and yeah.
Once during the my adoration talk, but to touch on something that the same thing that Adiv and Susanna talked about is, you know, these people have nothing, right? So how is it that they have so much? But I kind of realized that I think it makes perfect sense why they're so happy even though they have nothing. All these things that they're missing out on that we have are distractions from the things that really matter. The things that influence our everyday, the things that influence our mood are things that we see on our phones or mostly social media, stuff like that. And then in Nicaragua, the things that made our day go well or poorly was whether we were doing something really fun and having a good time, or whether we were severely dehydrated. Like, these are all things that are actually substantial and things that actually matter, and that's every day for these people there.
And so, although we can help them a lot by what we can offer, by helping them build things and our services, they have poverty and money, but with the world that we live in, all these distractions, we have a much greater poverty in spirit. So I was less focused on what we had to offer, and more grateful for what the people there had to offer to us.